Alright, this is a video response to MrRepzion about what is true equality. Alright, let me present myself. My username is Knarta. I am French. I live in Switzerland now. Alright, so in your last video you talked about what is equality and you asked for help in the form of video response, for example, to help you finding out what is a true equality. Alright, so I will tell you my opinion. I think that equality doesn't exist in nature, at least. It exists in our mind, but not in nature. If you look at very social species, such as wolves, for example, who are very social, they still have they're not equal between each other. There's a leader. There's the leader of the wolves of the wolf pack, and the wolves completely obey to his leader. So that's the thing, and it's the same with ants, who are very social too. They still have a queen, or are completely devoted for the queen. They will suicide for the queen. They will do anything for her. And yeah, so I think that humans invented equality, so that, well, on this day we like to pretend we have equality so that we have a better social system, so that we can live better with each other. Like especially in America, I think for you it's much more of a big deal than for us, because America always has been the example of freedom itself. Like I think when America was invented, you guys promoted, well, invented, sorry, I mean, when you got your civil war and wanted lots of immigrants to come, so for massively to attract sorry, my English is horrible, to attract a massive workforce. All right, so I think that the you guys promoted freedom, so that, yeah, people would come. It was like a melting point where everyone was equal. There was no king. There was nothing, and I think that equality is promoted, but it will never exist. Like in the history of mankind, there was always a leader. There was a queen. There was always someone. And thing is, like, if you look at the Greek community, for example, they were the first one to develop democracy. It was like one of the most advanced civilization on the planet at this time, like the very old Greeks. And things like, they were the first one to have democracy, where the people would vote for the laws. And thing is, like, in this like, which was not the case of barbarians. We just had a leader, a great leader, who was the son of another great leader, and etc. And thing is, like, even though this was new and this was democratic, thing is, like, people were not equal between each other. There was only the men could vote. The women and the children were not allowed to vote. They were excluded from the community. So even if we always had this idea of equality, I don't think it will ever exist. It never existed. It doesn't exist in nature, and I think it's just something the human, we like to promote it because it helps us in our social skills, because we like to think we're as equal to our neighbor. But you took the example of the hobo guy, and Bill Gates. Well, I think that this you are taking, this, like, are they equal? And you said that no, they were not equal, and a lot of people agree with you. The thing is, like, you only see what you've been, like, shown. Like, for example, the hobo guy and the Bill Gates did not have the same background. So I think they are as equal to each other. I mean, again, it depends what we mean by equality. I think they are as identical as each other, but they just choose a different path. Maybe the hobo was comes from a very poor family or whatever, and, like, your childhood affects you a lot. And Bill Gates, I think, I don't know how Bill Gates started. I don't really care, actually. I think that's a very bad example I'm taking, but they were not from the same background. Maybe they did not met the same people. They didn't do the same choice. Maybe one was under the influence of alcohol or whatever. Maybe one was forced to do something, whatever. Thing is, like, they just took different paths, and I think this is what makes them now not equal from each other. But I think they have the same potential. They have, as long as people have the same, like, let's say, mental abilities. Again, I don't think, like, for example, people have mental disabilities could you say they are, even though they're human, they are equal as we are? Or chimps, who are very close to us, you know, by genes and everything, could you say they are equal to us? Well, not really. You can't really say that. I think equality doesn't exist. I think it's an idea, and I think we should promote this idea because it's very democratic and it's very good for freedom. But it is not natural for sure. But I think we should improve it. Alright, this was my video response, and again, sorry for my English. I'm not an English speaker. Alright, so, thank you.